folks, Karyn Bryant here talking with Vanessa Demopoulos, who is taking on Karyn Kowalkiewicz at UFC Vegas. I love this matchup. It's an exciting matchup. I also love that we got strawweights on the main event now too, because we've got Angie and Mackenzie in the main event. But what do you make of the matchup? What do you make of this competition? Because Karyn has been around for a while and she's got a lot to give.
Yeah, she's a little bit of an OG, so this is going to be a really fun and exciting adventure for me to be able to go out there and just set the precedent on the proving grounds, which is the fact that I want to rise in the rankings. I do one day want to be the champion. I am fighting for my own spot and my own accolades, the same way that she's already done these things. So I'm very, very excited for this matchup because she's a tough cookie too. And I pride myself on being a tough cookie, so I'm really looking forward to going out there and having a banger.
Well, and that's the thing, because I really applaud people, especially, because she went on a skid where she lost, I think it was 5 fights in a row, turned it around, and now is on a 2-win streak. And that already just shows you the mental, toughness of this woman to keep going and to keep, to keep pushing through and to turn it around. So when you look at her actual skill set, though, what do you find are her best weapons, and what do you think you have to look out for the most?
Oh, her striking is absolutely her best weapon.
Yeah.
She's been in the game for a long time, though, so she is well-rounded, and it's like, don't sleep on her in any area. But I absolutely know that I've been sharpening a lot of my own skills all the way around, and I'm extremely confident walking into this one for myself. So she does have a good habit of winning her decisions when she does go the distance, and that's something to be noted for her.
Okay. All right. Well, so do you find that confidence was something that you always had? Because I feel like that's something that seems apparent anyway. People can definitely fake it, but you haven't been around the UFC too long, but you definitely came in with a sense of confidence.
Yeah, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it radiates off of me because it's who I am. It's how I truly feel. It's not something that I'm trying to talk myself into and try to pretend or fake it till I make it. This is me, and I'm genuinely excited to be here. And I appreciate that compliment because I'm glad that that's what's shining through. I am excited. I am honored to be a part of the UFC. I am honored to be a strawweight fighter in the best promotion in the entire world. And I want to continue to showcase that. And I want to continue to show them that how excited I am to be here.
Well, I think if anybody looks at your Insta, your social media, it's all that. I mean, it's all very positive, and it is all that, where you really show appreciation and a sense of, being in the moment and recognizing where you are. And for those who don't know, you have a history in the past that you were a dancer, and I do have to imagine that confidence, the ability to go out there and dance the way you did, which is phenomenal. You're very talented, but to be able to go out and do that, I would think, you're literally bearing it all to the world. So to go out and fight while you're clothed, that's actually probably a little easier in certain ways, no?
Absolutely, yeah. I actually laugh about it because I'm like, my old job, I was getting paid to dance in my underwear, and my new job, I'm getting paid to fight in my underwear. So, same.
Well, and it is one of those things because we, I'm sorry if it's one of those things where you would prefer to keep it in your past, but it's really such an interesting storyline, and what a thing to have done, and to be where you are now. And so I feel like it's always probably going to be something that we talk about as a media person when we're talking about you, but I hope that you don't take it as a negative thing.
Never, no.
Okay.
And I'm the one to talk about it a lot as well. And it is true. I am a UFC fighter now. I have moved forward. I am retired from being a stripper, but that is absolutely my breeding grounds. That's where I started. That's where I was discovered. I was discovered from being such an expert pole dancer. And I feel like I've gotten to carry so many skill sets from being an entertainer, from the confidence, just knowing myself, being able to work a crowd, being able to stand in front of people and speak and just be fully myself and fully accepting of myself as well. So I mean, it's freaking awesome. And my gymnastic skills on the pole is exactly why my jiu-jitsu is what it is.
I was just going to say,
how is her jiu-jitsu so good? What's her background in that? Well, pole dancing, honestly.
Well, it's true, and women are anyway so much more flexible than men. I hear that, I talk about that a lot with the guys at work, like just the way our hips are built, the way our bodies are built, the abilities that women have in jiu-jitsu is so different anyway. And then, yeah, you take that athleticism, you take the flow, the movement and all that stuff that you do. And yes, I definitely think it translates. But I will say there's one thing I thought I read that was so interesting to me, and because obviously you were probably making good money, right? And you do hear that that's one of those things where it's one of those jobs, and it's kind of the same reason I think like when a lot of girls have in OnlyFans and things like that. Like I've had this conversation the other day. I said, am I the a-hole for leaving money on the table? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because we could do it, right? So you go, am I the a-hole for like not doing this thing that I know can make me money, and I'm in charge, you know what I mean? It's my body, my choice, and this and kind of thing. So it's a very difficult thing, and I have to imagine, like, if you were making a lot of money, but you want to do this other thing that you're untested at, like, how much of a leap of faith was that for you?
Yeah, I don't have an OnlyFans currently or anything of, like, the exotic entertainment nature,
Yeah.
and it was a super scary ride for me because being a dancer was all I knew. Like, that's how I knew how to make money. And I did make a lot of money doing that. But walking away from it, I was able to just like fully focus myself into MMA, not split my attention into 3 different directions. And I'm very big on like energy conservation, just knowing that like I control my energy and I'm not giving it away to other people for a few dollars. And it's just very, very empowering. It's empowering being a part of the industry for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
And then it's also even more empowering being able to walk away from that and believe in yourself so fully that I don't need anything else because I know what I'm going to make happen here in the UFC.
Love it. I think that's awesome. And so I did notice you had a picture with Mark Montoya, of course, the coach out in Colorado. He works right now. Anthony's probably with Anthony right now down in North Carolina. But, who have you trained with? Because it seems like maybe are you kind of sampling some stuff and trying to, kind of absorb some things from some of the great minds in MMA these days?
No, I'm fully at Factory X right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my home right now. That's my family, and everybody that's there has just been so amazing. There's so many like fabulous brains to pick when it comes to striking, when it comes to MMA, when it comes to grappling, when it comes to wrestling, and I'm just really like honored that they took me in because being a part of that gym is very different than any other gym that I had been to. Like they have like a closed door kind of policy, and it's like if you're here, like you're a family member, like you're a part of them. And so it was a really big deal to be accepted by them once I finally got there and like cozied on in. And
nice.
It's been a great fit. And Mark's an amazing coach. I mean, he's one of the most fabulous coaches in MMA. So
totally. Yeah. Well, and that means you get to roll with Raw Dog. That means you're rolling with Brandon Roybal sometimes too. Raw Dog I love that dude. He's so much fun, such great energy. But yeah, with Anthony, a lot of the guys over there, like it seems like a really solid squad. I know Anthony had kind of gone away for a while, but he's back. And I think that's a good fit. And obviously training at Elevation helps you as well.
Yeah, oh my goodness. So my cardio is insane right now. Like I have never had better cardio in my entire life.
Yeah.
And then to also say that being in Elevation, like I'm so excited to finally go back down to Vegas to like a little bit closer to sea level and see what this really does for me because I haven't had that chance yet. I've been here in Denver this entire time. So it's like I can't freaking wait to find out what's about to happen. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel incredible. It's awesome. So obviously, you had mentioned you want to climb the rankings and everything. And I had said, we've got Angie and Mackenzie at the top of the marquee, which I think is great. They were supposed to fight this weekend, they got moved. But yeah, what do you make of the state of the division these days? When you look at the champions and you look at the people at the top, like what do you make of it? How do you think it's doing?
I think that the division's only getting tougher and tougher. Like you're seeing these girls who are breaking into the rankings at the bottom 10 or the bottom 5. And then it's like the top 10, like those girls have been there forever, and it's just, it's amazing to see the talent pool. And I'm like honored to be a part of this. And it's just like, I've trained with a lot of the girls that are up there in the top 15.
Yeah.
I'm friends with a lot of them. And it's like, I know where I am. I know where I belong. I know what can happen. And it's an exciting time to be looking at this. Yeah.
Well, and for you too, it's kind of a great thing. Like when you got the call, people know, you fought in LFA or champion over there, and you got the call for a short notice UFC fight that didn't go your way. But I feel like when anybody ever gets a short notice call, it's win-win, because if you actually win the fight, look at the balls on that one. And if you don't, it's like, well, you'll get another shot because you did us a favor and you came in on short notice. So what was that experience like, though, finally getting the call to go to the big show, but then not being, you got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But you know what I mean? Like, you probably in your brain plotted out how you wanted to get here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it wasn't a short notice call, but that's okay because we're here now. And I did go up a weight class for my first fight, and it was against a very seasoned opponent in JJ Aldridge. Yeah. And man, I think that I really hung in there. Like, I showed that grit, I showed that toughness. I showed the skills that I already had before coming in, and they've only gotten better since. I was really proud of that performance. I was really sad that I lost, but I was really proud of the fact that I hung in there with somebody who was supposed to just walk straight through me. Yeah. And I showed off a little bit. I showed that I do belong in the UFC. And now that I'm finally at my own weight class, because I am a strawweight. Yeah. And I have dominated here ever since arriving to my natural weight class, which is 115.
Nice, because you're like 5'2", 5?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 5'2" on a good day. Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry, because I'm 5'8". Like, I feel like a giant. And so whenever I see, like, to me, the strawweights, you guys are like, you're just so teeny tiny and like, little bat. You're like, it's like cats in a bag. I love watching you guys fight. No, seriously, I just think it's great. But yeah, it's a really exciting division. And I do think, there's a lot of opportunity for you. And especially, with this fight with Carolina, it is kind of the, like you were saying before, the OG and the new one. There's a lot of those kind of opportunities to be made, which is cool. On your way up. So it's like there's name brands, there's just a lot of really exciting fights for you. So I love that. So I hope you get good ones. I do have to ask you though, before I let you go. So years and years and years ago, when I was in high school, actually no, it was only a couple of years ago when I was in high school, right, Vanessa? That's how I was supposed to say it. Oh, a couple years ago when a couple of years ago when I was in high school, I took a trip to Greece. People know Demopoulos obviously is a Greek name, and you were actually raised there. Is that right?
Yeah, I was raised there when I was a kid. So I was raised by my grandparents. So I was like born here in the U.S. And then when my grandparents they took us over to Greece for a few years, and then we came back to the U.S.
Well, listen, that place holds such a special place in my heart. I'm not even kidding you and I'm desperate to go back. I thought it was just amazing. And I have like so many things around my place from Greece, and like I have just a lot of really great memories. But the reason that place is in my brain is because when I was in high school and everything, like, I didn't have any dates, which I haven't had in a while either, but some things never changed, Vanessa. But anyway, I, like, never had dates, never got to the prom, nobody went out with me, like, nothing. And a girlfriend of mine this was a school trip, and the girl that was one of my friends that was with me, she was very popular. And all the guys loved her and all this stuff because she's blonde and cute and this and that, and I looked like me. Well, anyway, we went over to Greece. And the tables were turned. And all the guys were like into me. And I was like, wait, what is happening?
Yes, you look like a classic beauty, like beauty girl.
It was amazing. So they were paying her no attention. And I remember we were on this trip and we went to Crete. And literally we met like this soccer team. And we were hanging out. And I swear to God, I should have grabbed it. Like pictures of me and this guy. Of course, his name was George, probably, right? But like, it was a revolution to me because literally Greece is the place that I first realized, hey, I might get a date one day. Like, I swear to God. So I love Greece for that.
I want to tell you that I don't know what those boys were thinking back in high school because, girl, you are fire. So, like, they missed out on that one, all right?
Yeah, they did. Well, thank you for saying so, and yeah, they did. And those are the ones that always hit you up now on social, like, hey, remember me?
Right.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I too was an ugly duckling in high school, and I feel like I've bloomed all right. So.
Yes, you have. Now, I will say, did you ever have an awkward thing, like where you were dancing and you saw somebody you knew?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Was that weird?
I just tried to make it as not awkward as possible, and I always had a rule I wouldn't give people I knew lap dances. So, yes.
That's It's good.
I'm like,
That's a
I
good
don't need my friends falling in love with me, all right? Like, that's not fair.
That's right. I love that. I love it. It's cool. Well, listen, you got great energy. I think it's just like, I love that you are, it seems like you're the same person, you know, in and out of the octagon and stuff like that. Like, you're not putting on an act and putting on a show. I mean, not for nothing. Like, I like when people, you know, hype up a fight and stuff like that. But when it's a genuine article and people really feel like they know you, the real you, I think that's better. Yeah.
Aw, thank you so much. No, for real. I appreciate that.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, I will see you there. I'm working that fight, so it's going to be great. But you and Carolina throwing down at UFC Vegas. Is there, I know, you know, some people give predictions or this or that, but like, is there just anything you hope to show, win or lose? Is there anything you just hope to show in this fight?
I definitely want to showcase exactly how much I have earned being here and that I deserve to continue to climb more than anything.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Vanessa. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Me, us, the Royal Us now.
All of us.
And I'll see
people that live up here, right?
Totally. I'll see you next week. Thanks for talking.
See you next week. Bye.